The Brody Man.
I'm back.
I'm back.
Last time the whole 5th grade class of mine saw it.
They saw your podcast last time?
Yeah.
Why do you think your dad has this podcast?
For the abundance to give or whatever that company is.
And what is abundance to give? Do you have any goals this year in 2025?
More like just be a better person.
And what's being a better person to you?
Like just being nicer to people, being more like considerate and...
Oh, does that start with your sister?
No.
It's also an incredible networking tool. Because what easier way to meet somebody than to call them up and say, hey, I would love the chance to interview you on my podcast about doing this and giving back and helping others. People love to talk about that. Let's talk about Fortnite. So who's your best avatar and what's your best weapon?
People are going to get mad at me for this.
The Brody Man.
I'm back.
I'm back. I'm back.
Last time the whole school saw it. Sorry, the whole 5th grade class of mine saw it.
They saw your podcast last time?
Yeah.
Up on the screen?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? So what do you mean your class saw your podcast?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Well, I was doing like my oral presentation and they saw like, because I put a picture of me off of like the web and that's the only picture I found. So I put it on there and they saw us from a podcast. So like they wanted to watch the podcast.
Oh, they looked up the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. So they played that one. So now you're here for podcast number 2. It's been about a year and some change, I think.
Yeah.
Is that about right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you tell why your dad does a podcast?
No, I did not.
Yeah. So why do you think your dad has this podcast?
I mean, it's for the abundance to give or whatever that company is.
And what is abundance to give?
It's like literally giving things to people that are in need and just helping people get the right, would it be, could I change that to like real estate coaching? Is that what you do for
No,
that?
but what I would say is, if you remember how this thing started was with Mr. Beast.
Oh.
The
right.
Mr. Beast.
I forgot about that.
And we were watching him and I was like, who is that guy? And you told me about Mr. Beast. And then I started watching him. I went back to his first videos when he was just starting and he had like 1,200 subscribers and he was playing video games. And then I watched a little further and then I realized when he switched his kind of whole, what he was doing, and rather than playing video games, he started going into like Walmart and Best Buy and like stores, putting tape on the ground, covering it up and grabbing random people, bringing them over, pulling off the blanket or whatever he had and saying, hey, anything you can fit inside this circle or square in the next 5 minutes, you get. So then it became like a supermarket sweeps where people were running around Tetrising and stacking things inside these circles, and moms are crying because their kids are getting presents and like all these other things. Goes viral. And next thing you know, he's Mr. Beast. And that is part of his story. So I love the idea of giving back, helping others, rather than just having a podcast where I interview you, Brody, about your business successes and your tactics, about how you became so successful in business. I can lead with how is giving, helping others, something that brings about a passion for abundance in life, hence abundance to give.
Mm-hmm.
That is the whole idea. So we do want to use the podcast as a platform to help others, to give back, leave a legacy. And then maybe even you, Brody, you or Everly, or a little wild Everly over there. She's bouncing around somewhere in here. Maybe you guys want to take the podcast and do something with it later. It's also an incredible networking tool if you want to meet people. Because what easier way to meet somebody that you may want to meet if you haven't have a chance to meet than to call them up and say, hey, so-and-so, I would love the chance to interview you on my podcast about, how doing this and giving back and helping others, Like people love to talk about that, and their passions more than their business. So if you lead with passions and lead with service and lead with relationships, the world does some crazy things for you.
Mm.
That was my long-winded answer to your question.
Very long.
So let's talk about, it's a new year. Do you have any goals this year in 2025?
More like just be a better person and just kind of like keep my, I don't know, just, yeah.
And what's being a better person to you?
Like just being nicer to people, being more like considerate and.
Oh, does that start with your sister?
No.
I mean, it'd be great if it started with your sister.
Yeah, but like she's like one of the people who starts being mean.
Mean, okay. Well, let's start with name 2 things you love about your sister.
She's funny and she keeps me company to play with all the time.
Okay, well, that's good. Name 2 things that annoy you about your sister.
She is annoying.
In what way, though, Brody?
She cries too much when little things happen.
So you think she whines too much?
Yeah,
Okay.
way too much. I think you would agree. And
Do not put words in my mouth.
and she just does not really care about like other people.
I would differ. I think you got to be careful with that because you guys both have huge hearts and she's extremely caring of people. I watch her come in the house and make food and drinks and other things for the people. She's always thinking about other people.
Well, yeah, but like when she meets a new person, it's just kind of like when you play with your friend, she invites another friend over, like to play with them. I feel like it's not very nice to like what I've seen.
Okay, well, maybe I need to see that more. I can check and take a look at it. So let's talk about Fortnite.
No.
No?
No.
Let's talk about how bad you are at Fortnite.
No.
What would you say is your best for people that are watching this right now, the kids and whoever it is that love Fortnite? What is your best avatar that you like the most? Is it Mr. Beast?
No.
No. So who's your best avatar and what's your best weapon?
I don't know.
Yeah, come on.
People are gonna get mad at me for this. Probably be like Miles Morales, and favorite weapon probably the pump shotgun. I don't know.
Pump shotgun?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not.
So the one thing that's okay with Fortnite is there's no blood. So that's the only reason he's allowed to play, because you're not Call of Duty popping people with blood all over the
Yeah,
place.
but I don't play it too much.
Call of Duty?
No, Fortnite.
You play Fortnite for like a few hours at a time. That's a lot. You play a lot. You don't think you realize, but it's okay. So other than soccer, are there other sports that you love?
Yes, football.
Like football Americana?
Yeah, American football.
American football. Favorite team?
San Francisco 49ers.
Blah, 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 blah.
Get your New England Patriots.
New England
out here.
Patriots. Thank you very much for.
They're like 3-12 or something.
They're
like
having a rough time. Okay, ever since Tom Brady, it's been rough. But
he's been gone. He's been bad. He came out of retirement. He sucked.
Okay. No, he came out of. You're right. He did come out of retirement with Tampa Bay, and he did stink. But he won a Super Bowl at Tampa Bay too.
Yeah, but that's no.
But you're right. Sometimes they stay a year or so too long.
I know.
And he did.
He is my favorite player. It's just he stayed for way too long. It's just like when you retired, you just gotta retire. You just take a break.
Take a break and just do it, man. Just retire. Yeah, true. But it's also difficult when this is what you've done your entire life and you still feel like you can do it. But realistically, your body makes it difficult.
Yeah, he was 40 and playing football.
I think he was 45 playing football.
No, that's when he 40.
I think he was 45 when he ended. It's like the oldest player ever or something. Yeah, but his body, I mean, he looks like he's 35. So, anyhow. What would you like to do in San Diego this year?
There's not much. I've done a lot in San Diego. I don't know.
What do you think I do for a living?
do sell apartments, multifamily, coaching, and all that.
Okay, like mentorships?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, true. We run a community that does help people do what I do if they want to do that. And then we do charity and philanthropy. And then we do house flipping too. Although
I thought you stopped.
Well, you haven't seen me actually do house flips.
Because
That's true.
I know
Ever since you've been, because it's been several years since we've done.
Because I know you've started talking about house flipping.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do some more of that. It's kind of a passion and a love and things that I enjoy doing. It's active, faster income. I always tell people that if you're going to be doing multifamily, it's great. You can make amazing income, and there's different ways you make income in multifamily. Some fast, some slow, but your money is going to be tied up longer. So because of that, you do want to have other active income that's making money alongside it. So you don't just put all your eggs, as they say, in one basket. So the house flipping allows for faster income, I call it, the active income. Because you're putting money in, you're getting it back out within about 4 months, maybe 5 months. So
how much money would you put in to make a house
typical flip? Probably in San Diego, you're 10% of the acquisition price or the price of the property. So let's say you buy $1 million. I don't know. You buy $1.5 million property, you're probably putting in $150,000.
So where would that exactly be? Like Bay Park or something where the prices are?
Yeah. If you're buying a house anywhere between $800,000 to $1.5 million in San Diego, that's probably where your price point's going to be at for a purchase. And then you got a few $100,000 in renovation, and then you're exiting the property. So talk to me about what do you like about Kate?
She's funny. She's always nice to me. And I like how she comes over a lot, because usually all your other people that you met, they didn't really come over and say hi. They just stayed online with you.
Stayed on. Okay.
What I mean?
Yes, well, that's because, and the reason why is because they don't get to meet you, and vice versa, until the relationship is serious enough, because we don't want to have a revolving door where you meet 10 different people. That's not very good for you. So it's important that if and when you do meet someone that I'm dating, that it's serious enough to where you're not just gonna next week, new one. Yeah. Because that wouldn't be very good.
Yeah, Kate's really nice. She's really fun.
Well, that's
to
good.
Play with.
And Lila and Livy, her two little amazing daughters. Yeah. What do you think about Lila?
Lila can annoy me sometimes.
Oh, okay. But she's super smart.
Yeah, I know. But being smart, sometimes she gets a little too smart.
Smart?
And that gets annoying.
Okay. So how is too smart annoying? Because she knows everything?
No, it's just because she gets sassy and all that,
Okay. All right. But you like her?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. And you guys can play Fortnite together. And you guys can talk about a lot of cool things because you're similar age.
Yeah.
So, okay. Livy?
Yeah, she's really fun. She's tiny.
She is petite and tiny.
Yeah, I can pick her up and throw her on the bed.
Yeah, no, she's super petite and tiny. What do you like most about Livy?
She's nice. She's funny. She's always when someone kind of is sad, she's always caring for other people.
Oh, that's true. That's thoughtful. And then when Livy and Evie get together?
That's another story. That does not go well.
It's kind of like two peas in a pod, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like if we left Livy and Evie in a house alone and came back, I don't know, 3 hours later, pretty certain it'd be burned down.
Yeah, the house would be burned down.
Yeah. Yeah, your dad burnt down a house.
Yeah, I know. But it wasn't there with a candle?
It was a candle that was left on. Yeah, and then the wind caught a blind, like a sheer blind, and blew it into the candle wick. Yeah, that was bad. Many
You
years
burnt
ago.
the entire house down.
The fire burnt the entire house down.
How
Yes.
mad was Grandpa at you?
He didn't want to speak to me for about a month. Yeah.
Wait, so they knew you did it?
Yeah. I mean, after the I knew I did it. I mean, I knew where the fire was coming out.
Well, you were supposed to turn it off, or was that somebody else's
Yeah. I mean,
job?
candles should have, first of all, candles should never be lit, left lit. Sorry. And I had made that mistake and then went out with friends. And then
Oh, so you were older.
I was at 18, 19.
Oh, I thought you were like 10.
No, I was 18,
Left
19.
with your parents to go.
It was in 1999. It was Christmas morning, or sorry, Thanksgiving morning and my birthday, all at the same time.
Oh God. That's
It made kind of quasi national news because it was a slow day. They're like, house burns down in La Jolla.
Wait, you lived in La Jolla?
At that time, yeah. Grandpa had the house there in Montoro in La Jolla, and he was out of town at that time. James, your uncle, was at a friend's house, thankfully, when it all happened, and I was the one coming home.
Could he just grab the fire extinguisher and go?
Well, it's likely based on the timing that he would have been asleep, and then he could have died from smoke inhalation. He would have never known.
Yeah,
And that would have been devastating. I mean, so knock on wood, it happened the way that it did, but it was pretty horrible thing. I mean, now we can chuckle and laugh about it, but not then.
No,
that was pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad's ran on a baseball field as well.
Yeah, didn't you? What baseball team was it? Arizona.
It was at a bachelor party in 2005 in Arizona.
You got baseball.
The bachelor party had rented out the pool that's in the outfield at the Diamondback Stadium, and we were having a bachelor party. And it happened to be on the 4th of July as well. So it was all a big old combo.
Weren't you like drunk?
We were inebriated, yes. Very much. Do you know what that means?
Intoxicated.
Yes. And yeah, I thought it'd be a great idea. Well, I mean, let's step back a minute. It started with a couple of guys taunting that they were going to do it, like jump on the field. But they were all wussies. They wouldn't do it. They were standing there. They were talking about it, but none of them would actually do it. So then the end of the game was coming up. I think it was like either between the 9th inning or at the 9th inning or whatever it was. Next thing I can remember, Brody, is my hat went backwards. It was like turning on my alter ego. Shirt came off. Next thing I know, I'm over the railing there at the pool, and I'm standing in the outfield on the warning track, right? And then I'm like, oh gosh, what do I do now? So I ended up running out to second base, like from the outfield to second base. And of course, all the fans start cheering. Well, the guards hadn't seen me yet because the guards are facing the stands still. Like they don't see me coming from the outfield, nor would they ever expect it. And I get on to second base, Brody, and I start doing this on second base. And then the guards turn. Like it was like Gladiator. I mean, they just turned and they looked at me, and I was like, oh, I'm dead. I thought there was this one, I'll never forget the look on this one guard. He like eyed me down, and I'm like, oh, shit. Like that guy's been waiting for this moment his entire life. So he started just tracking me down at full speed. I didn't know what to do. I mean, I ran out to left field, like at full speed, juked a couple guys because I was pretty fast and I was light. I didn't have shoes on or anything.
Football player.
Juked a couple guys, and then I'm like, shit. Ran all the way out to right field. I'm like, oh God, what do I do? I juked a couple guys again, and they're like, everybody starts cheering louder because I'm like getting away from like 12 guards. Like they couldn't catch me. And then I finally get back out to center field, and I'm like, I don't even know how to get out of this place.
Did you jump up on the rail?
I tried. I turned around and I saw my buddies that were hanging over the fence at the pool cheering me on. Like my brother's crying. He thought it was the greatest thing he ever seen in his life. And then anyhow, I run down and try to jump back over the fence. Lo and behold, the friends didn't help me.
Oh, wow.
So I hit the fence, jumped over. They didn't help. I'm looking up at them, and I knew I had maybe 3 seconds before the guards hit me. And then they tackled me. They drove me into the ground. And there we were.
Which friends? Do you still know them?
Oh yeah, I know them all. But
Thanks a lot, guys.
One of them was your uncle. No, I don't know why. I mean, it is what it is. But
Wait, your brother didn't help you?
Listen, it wouldn't have mattered. They were coming in to get me. Like,
yeah, but it would have been. They could have not reached you and just been like.
Well, that's true, but they would have got. I mean, I wasn't getting out of there, so it probably happened the way it did.
Well, if you got back up there, wouldn't they chase you out of the stadium?
Yeah, I wasn't getting out of there. Trust me. That was being drunk. Okay.
How long were you in baseball jail for?
I was in baseball jail for about an hour. No, actually not even that long. Probably about 45 minutes. And then they finally agreed to let me out versus taking me to the drunk tank for the night.
What is that?
So the drunk tank, Brody, is where they take you downtown to the actual jail. And then you have to sober up. So don't drink. This is the lesson from your father. Don't do as I do. Do as I say. You've heard that a million times. So don't do as I do.
What about the sheet thing where your friends threw your sheets off of the balcony?
Oh yeah, but that was, a year later, like friends in downtown San Diego.
Did the cops get called?
No. It was too early in the morning. I ran down and got everything and then brought it up.
Wait, what time?
Like 3 a.m.
Why?
I don't know. They were being stupid.
Oh.
That was just that time. Yeah. So that's your dad.
Yeah. Very interesting.
All right, everybody. We're signing off on Brody. Wave off.
Bye.